been a little while since I put up a podcast. Wow. But I have not been idle. The Mystic Fool / The Mystic Way have been running a lot of masterclasses lately. And there's been some remarkable information that has been coming down from Spirit. We've explored time tracks, parallel time tracks. We've explored what has been come to be known as the Codex of Cycles. We've looked at manifesting the life you love from a deeper and much more effective perspective. Because manifesting what you want in your life doesn't come from exhaustive effort, as some people think. It comes from energy. It comes from setting your energy, and then the energy doing the work, opening doors, creating circumstances that work for your benefit, for your highest good. My definition of magic is that magic is the ability to direct energy for a desired end result. It's like when you plant a seed in the soil. You set the conditions, make a little hole, put the seed in, cover it over, and you water it. While you're watering that seed, what are you thinking? You're not thinking, ooh, it's the seed, I wonder if it will ever sprout. What you're actually doing while you're watering that seed is more than likely, in your mind, envisaging what that seed is going to look like when it's fully grown. You might see a tree, you might see a fruit tree, you might see a beautiful plant. But that is what is in your mind. You're not looking at the seed while you water it. You're envisaging what it's going to look like. Now, the seed has its own energy, capability itself. It doesn't need you to visualize what it's going to look like when it grows up. Its DNA will unfold as it should. Now, you don't go and dig up that seed and check whether it's starting to grow or not. But you might have a happy moment when you see that first little bit of green coming up through the soil and think, yeah, my seed is growing. But you go and dig it up, what's going to happen? You're going to disrupt it. So, it's an analogy. It's an analogy. Just as the DNA of that seed knows exactly how to grow, with you or without you helping it by watering it, so does the seed in your mind of what it is that you want to do, be, or have in your life has its own DNA, and I'm doing air quotes here. It's a kind of spiritual DNA. Because believe it or not, when you conceive an idea, it actually already exists in spirit. That idea has already blossomed in all its fulfillment, exactly as you saw it when you first thought of it. I'm sure you've had an idea and felt excited and then thought about it some more and talked yourself out of it perhaps, or limited it. Okay, here's where the tricky bit comes in. That initial thought, feeling, emotion, vision that you had around something, that is the seed that holds the DNA of that thought becoming reality. The challenge for you in this very simple way, but very powerful way of manifesting, the challenge for you is to hold that energy, the energy of the end result. To not limit it with your own assumptions, beliefs, to not come up with the reasons why you can't have it, ranging from I'm not worthy to it'll cost too much, I don't have the capability. You know what I'm talking about. Gather all that up and blow it off. Because if you can imagine that thing in its inception in your mind, it is already fully formed in spirit. So, magic, directing energy for a desired end result. What is your end result? That's the first question. Not what is the limitation that I think I might be able to have, but what is it that you really want? What do you desire to manifest in your life? And how will you feel when you have got it? A lot of the time, we actually don't get to the end result of what it is that we want to create, because we've already, in our minds, in our limited 3D imagination, have decided how we're going to get it. And money is a good example. Why do you want money? You want to buy something. You want freedom. You want to do what you want to do when you want to do it, with those whom you choose to do it with. Money is simply a step along the way. And once you start to focus on wanting money, you limit any other possible way that you could achieve the same thing. Now, I'm not saying you don't have money. Money's a step in the process. Money is also something that a lot of people have issues with. And once you start trying to manifest money, guess what? You start thinking about all the reasons why you can't have it, how hard it is to get it. Think about those greedy people who already have it. Start feeling poor me about the fact that you don't. These are all things that go on inside people's heads. Maybe not yours, maybe in yours. I've noticed how on social media lately there's a lot of stuff about billionaires and greedy people and how come they've got all this money and we don't have all this money, and How am I going to get a house when greedy landlords, etc., 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 Okay. All of those thoughts, feelings and emotions that are created in that negative aspect are all the thoughts, feelings and emotions that stop you from having, in this case, money. And money's a great example. If any of those things I've just said resonate with you and you think, yeah, greedy buggers, that is the reason why you don't have what it is that you might want, in this case, money. We don't have enough. Or you think you don't have enough. I mean, how much do you need? But money is not the object. The object is what you can do when you have that money and what you don't have to do when you have that money. How does it feel to wake up in the morning and know that you don't have to slave away to earn your pay? How would that feel? Take a moment. How would it feel if you can wake up in the morning without the alarm, to wake up when you're ready, feeling refreshed, knowing you've got a whole day ahead of you where you can choose what it is that you want to do? And some of those things that you choose to do might be money-making things, like running a podcast, doing masterclasses. Or it might be that today, I think I'll go to the beach. How does it feel to have that sense of freedom? And I'm telling you now, whatever's going through your head that says, no, that is something for you to transmute and get rid of. You might think, ooh, that's irresponsible, just going off to the beach. Why is it irresponsible? You've got enough money to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with who you want to do it with. You can go to the beach if you want to. If you don't have enough money to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with who you want to do it with, you've got some limitations there. So, enough about money. Back to the seed. Back to what it is that you really, really want. You don't want a seed in the ground, but you've got a seed. It's the seed that you want, because you know that seed is going to grow into a beautiful fruit tree, or whatever it is that you want. A vegetable, food. And your vision of when you plant that seed in the ground is not all the nurturing you're going to have to do, watering and fertilizing and keeping the bugs off and stopping the birds from eating it, etc., etc. No. Because that seed could grow on its own without you even interfering with it. All the busy stuff, that's not why you planted the seed. You planted that seed because you had a vision of what that seed is going to look like when it blooms, when it grows, when you have the end result, which is eating that fruit from that tree. So what is the end result? It's having a fruit tree in your own backyard. And that is the energy of the end result. Eating that beautiful orange or mandarin or lemon. That's the end result. And if you imagine right now how that orange or mandarin or lemon tastes right now. Imagine having it in your hand from your own backyard. How does that feel? Imagine the taste of it. It's completely organic. It's beautiful. tastes magnificent. The juice just dribbling down your chin. You're telling your friends about it, how good it is. Wow, I got this fruit tree. Took it a little while, but I got it. Got this fruit tree. Have some of my fruit. Here, I've got more fruit than I can possibly eat. Have some. It's brilliant. Yeah, thank you. And then that friend tells another friend, hey, they've got this fruit tree. They've got more fruit that they can eat. Let's go over and ask if there's any left over that we can have too. Your fruit tree is famous in the neighbourhood because it's the best fruit. How does that feel? That is the energy of the end result. It doesn't matter what it is that you want to do, be, or have in your life. It is the energy of the end result, the feeling of satisfaction, the taste of the fruit, people applauding you for how good it is. That is the end result. Everything else that needs to happen for you to get that fruit in your hand will unfold naturally, as it should, while you hold the energy of the end result. Because free-flowingly, with no stress at all, you will nurture that fruit tree. You will water that seed. You will see the first little green shoots coming up through the ground. You will protect it from the possums and any other predators. You'll put a little guard around it. You will do what you need to do to create the energy of the end result, particularly once you have tasted that fruit in your mind and felt the emotion of how good it feels and how great it tastes to have that thing. So what is it that you want to manifest in your life? What is it that you want to do, be, or have? What is the end result of having that thing? Because it's in the magic is in the end result. The magic is in the energy of the end result. As you direct that energy to create your desired outcome. How do you direct it? You hold the vision of the end result. You imagine how you feel when you have achieved it, when it's come to fruition. You imagine the congratulatory conversations that you're going to have with people when you have this thing, when you have manifested this. And you remember when it happened. And this is the bit that most people have trouble with. You need to remember when. Because when something is in the future, you don't have it yet. When you remember that it's already happened in the past, you do have it. So if you can sit in the energy of the end result, what you're doing is you're telling your subconscious that you already have it, because your subconscious is feeling the energy of having it. And the subconscious is quite easily tricked, because the subconscious responds to the loudest signal that it gets. And if the loudest signal is you, each day, remembering how it feels to have that thing that you want to do, be, or have, your subconscious will believe it to be true, and your subconscious will create circumstances that draw that thing to you. So there's a bit of blast. I have a course that you can access. It's called The Energy of the End Result. That's the first course. Second course is called Up-Leveling. And the third course is called Parallel You. If you respond to this message, I will give you a discount code for each of those modules, one at a time, or if you prefer, all three of those modules at a discounted rate. And a part of this offer is not only will I give you a discount rate on those three courses, but I will give you the right to contact me and have at least one one-on-one call together to help you to ground the information so that you actually do use the information and you actually do create the life you love using these principles. So click the link. It'll be in the comments. It'll be in the description of the podcast. It'll be in the email, wherever you got this information from. It will be there. And get in touch with me. Let's have a chat. Because my mission is to help you to create the life you love. Aho.